Really, a while to digest of what is circulating in the media on our President Salva Kiir. Actually, in my analysis at last, it is a conspiracy. And that conspiracy, it is not just from this day. We had started so long, even some months back or a year back, during time of Corona, it was said that he died because he was confined by his security in his place for the reasons of coronavirus. But people were compelled to let him go to media to announce to the public that he's alive. So this thing cannot surprise me so long, because it is a work of our enemies. First of all, the way it was done, it happened. It was something that it can be handled to the extent that people think that he's only to harm the family or harm himself as in person, but they don't know what they were doing. Those enemies is for the nation. And this issue, I know that the security actors in the country would have to handle this in a way that people have to believe that they are in charge of the security of the president, our president. First of all, he was moving long distance, miles and miles, in rough roads. And in rough roads, instead people go to have a break, to have some break of half an hour before the function. It was just rolled to the side of the function to face the principal guard, you see. So that was one area that the security and the protocol wise has not handled this. Number two, anything that appeared around the president, that period, for me, all the security personnel who were around were to run up, converge on him, and he have to be moved out. And then that is first phase. Number two is to cease, the security to cease the area of those activities immediately. And thirdly, you scrutinize all the media who were there. This thing had never happened, and that was an area that there were weaknesses there, which happened. At the same time, for me, I am still not convinced that happened, because maybe the president, when he was traveling also, he might have been given water to drink in the car. And he might have poured water in his body. And from there, he just marched out to the rally, to the function. So I still didn't believe the nonsense that people are saying on that line, you see. General Salva Kiir, I know that he is sick, and to the extent that I can make references behind. In 1993, during wartime, his headquarters was attacked. Infiltration was done, and his place was targeted. So he was fighting, moving back to take the cover, where he was hit at the back by the wood. I could call that. Number two, in his plane crash, 1994. his seat with him, he rolled out with it. When the plane fragmented into pieces, and it was found with his seat and the belt. And when we took him to Nairobi hospital, it was found that he has broken some of the ribs here at his chest, and also at the hip by that time, you see, which is something to do with the disc problem, you see. So all these things are there with him during war period. And coming to this time, while he's so busy, and at the same time, he doesn't care of, or those who are running doesn't care of his health, such thing can happen. I can say that. But in the knowledge that I know from General Salva Kiir, when he was in military college, Kuli Harbia, at that time, I was instructor also there. He had never complained to go to get the sick report to go to the hospital. Never, you see. Even again, when we met in the brigade 13 in Malakal, for a number of years, I was a sub officer handling in a brigade administration and logistics, where administration is where every officer or soldier takes a sick report to go to the hospital, where you can be given some hours rest, or you are just given medicine and go. He had never, because I was the one in charge with the files of all officers in the brigade, and also I was also in charge for those who are taking, because your sick report is always filed for annual report, you see. Nothing had been there. So for me, for these two incidents, still they were very big, the issue of the plane crash, but it was undermined. All these years he has not taken medication because sometimes he's been said he is corrupt, but the way he's handling himself is to see that the country doesn't expend much on him, you see. Even his families, one of his sons who was almost dead, the eldest son, Mayar, years back, and it was his friends, our friends, who ferried him to South Africa to get the treatment. There was no way he fought for his son to suck out money from the government here, you see. Even the plane, he feared sometimes to go for visits where he's invited simply because he will hire the plane and with a lot of money. So he's also fearing that, restricting his movement. But it is, some people may say, why did you not get the plane? Buy a plane. It is not the president buy the plane, but it is the executive and the assembly, national assembly, that are the one who determine these things, to allocate the budget for such things, to buy the plane, you see. Like this area going to where he's supposed to go by helicopter, not to travel by presidential helicopter. But who is to do it? See? So there are things that actually, even when every president, when he travels, he must have a washroom in a car, in a special car, which he doesn't have, you see. And such things are things that this issue will let us learn from the past, you see. So I said our enemies cannot laugh, because everyone will go. You see somebody that can die at any time, everyone, they will go even before us, you see, because if you wish bad luck to a person, then also you will, God knows, and you will go before that, you see. So actually, I am seeing that what happened I am still yet convinced because he might not remember that he poured the water in his body when he was drinking in the car. And the bodyguards were supposed to see this, you see. But now, our enemies took it in that direction. We cannot dismiss it because it is legalized by those who are on the ground. We didn't act to see this thing is not true, you see. So I say to those enemies that you will not achieve anything through that incident, but I assure you that we will look for his treatment this time. You say that he is sick, then now we will look for money this time to let him go for medication. So this is my message to the people, and I blame, even now I'm worried that the president have no security in this country. If such thing happen and just go like that, you see, I saw some presidents being fallen. Castro, the way he was handled, even when there was a drone to the president of in Central America, Maduro, you see, he was just within a few minutes and he was taken away, you see, by his bodyguards, locked in, and even was not even seen by anybody again, you see. So for me, the way I blame the security, they were also to switch off the function completely, do their necessary arrangements as they were being trained. But people were just watching, looking, and the media was left alive to do the havoc that they have done now to the nation and to the president. So we will see Frey. People will talk about it and it will go away. This is my message.